up, everybody? This is Devin White, linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're listening to the LCC Network. Go Bucks.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Commissioners Clubhouse on the LCC Network for Week 12 of the LCC offseason, right after the NFL Draft and right in the midst of the trading frenzy in our fantasy league. And with me today, I've got Jordan, of course, like always, my co-commissioner of the league, and we got a very special guest, new to the show but not new to the league, Mafali, who is GM of the Mufasa Moneymakers. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Good to be back.
Doing great. Excited to be on the show for the first time.
Yeah, man, it's a privilege to have you on. I feel like it's been a while since we had a guest. I feel like, well, let's be honest, Jordan and I've got real slack, and we haven't recorded an episode for a while up until last week. So
yeah,
we haven't had a chance.
We had Daquan, so he's
yep.
going to be upset that you didn't remember.
That's true.
We
Sorry,
remember
Daquan.
though, Daquan.
We remember. Never forget.
Yeah.
But no, this is going to be a cool episode. So obviously, we can't not do this episode and not talk about the NFL Draft and how it's going to impact fantasy. But we got some news and notes from around the league, and we're going to reveal what the hell I almost said May Madness. Sorry, May Mania is.
May Mania.
It's copyrighted. Can't copy that. No, I'm just kidding. I would maybe one day.
We had to go away from the madness.
Yeah. We're very stingy about using copyrighted material, as you can tell in our show. So, Jordan, you want to kick us off with some news and notes?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to hit the...
Oh, yeah, I've got you.
Yeah, all right. The offseason has heated up and the trades have started flying as people try to adjust their rosters and get positioned to keep their three players. So leading it off, Slapdicks is starting off the market hot today. He gave up his first round pick, which is the 15th overall, and a fifth round, which was the 18th pick of the fifth, for Buda Baker to the Le Batard Lobos. So, and then he followed that up with giving David Montgomery to Hunter Champions for a fifth round pick. So that was another good one. Surprised to see a running back on the move, actually. And then moving on, we got the Steel Curtain, Cody and his boys, giving up the 421 to yours truly for Derwin James. I almost messed up my own trade. Got that fourth rounder from him. Moving on down, the trade meister himself is finally involved. Mufali over here gave up Tremaine Edmonds and a 6th-round pick for Daquan's 4th-round, second pick of that round overall. And we have what essentially is another one of these quarterback swaps in a trade with the loophole draft picks involved. But we got the Hashling and Slashers and Mondo swapping Patrick Mahomes in a 13th to Hunter Champions for Lamar Jackson and a 13th. And then I'm not sure if we announced these other ones. I don't think so because of the date they happened. But you got another quarterback swap. You got Slapdicks popping back up. So he's been a busy guy on the trade waiver.
He has.
So they're swapping Russell Wilson and a 13th. And Detroit Bad Boys Billy gave up Justin Herbert and a 5th-rounder, which we were talking about earlier. Me and Steve were talking about that would have been pretty big if Detroit Bad Boys would have drafted Justin Herbert and traded him because he would have lost that free keeping eligibility. But I don't think he did. Did he draft him? Did we determine that, Steve?
I would assume not, just because of how Justin Herbert started the year.
Yeah, because Tyrod
back up, and you can't really hold two quarterbacks. So
yeah,
that was an interesting one to me. And I actually coming through with another trade. I gave up my 6th-rounder to Charles in the 3rd leg for Matt Ryan. I'm just hoping, or just trying to acquire a decent quarterback and the old man.
More than decent. for sure,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
this year.
Weapons everywhere. I'm just hoping he plays above that 6th round I gave up.
Oh, he definitely will.
I would assume so. Yeah,
I figured someone's going to counter that, honestly, and give up
yeah, I
more.
did too.
I was waiting for it. Honestly, I told Charles when I sent it to him, I was like, honestly, you're probably going to get a 4th rounder out of this.
Yeah, I think a
Yeah.
lot of people are kind of set with their keepers right now, and they're skeptical of like that's the situation I'm in. I'm kind of set with my keepers now, and I'm skeptical to go trade for anybody when I'm very comfortable with the guys I'm getting and where I'm getting them and such.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's definitely still people looking to make moves, but usually I think everybody right now seems to be looking to get after early round picks, like first or second round picks for good players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
the next trade even shows that value a little more. I got a quarterback for a 6th rounder, and the next trade was Detroit Bad Boys giving up Joey Bosa for a 5th rounder. So
that's another great value. Bosa is
yeah,
a great D end.
yeah, stud DN in the 5th round. Like with DNs, once they're gone, they're gone. In my opinion, like there's only so many that are even worth having, like that you can't just stream other ones for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you didn't have your like some set keepers coming into this off season and you knew guys had like too many guys that they couldn't keep, it was a good year to just go after them and get some good value for sure.
Yeah, but and then let's see what. I believe we have one more on here. Yeah, the that's your trade, right, Pat? That went
Yeah.
through.
Yep.
So Patrick and the Roebuck Leprechauns give up the 3rd round 21 overall and the 7th round 21 overall for Jalen Smith to the Detroit Bad Boys, along with the 8th round 7th overall.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that for yourself, Pat?
That was good. Last year I had a good defense, statistically speaking, but I was not impressed with some of the guys. Like I did good finding guys off free agency last year who dominated, but a lot of those guys I don't see making those same kind of impact plays in 2021. So it was important for me to get a stud linebacker, and I was willing to use a 1st round pick if necessary to draft someone. So I felt good. A 3rd round pick and a 7th round pick. I basically traded 12 spots back in the 7th round, essentially, and gave him my 3rd round pick for Jalen Smith. So it worked out for me, and Billy needed a top, a 3rd round pick anyways because he gave up so much last year to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was one of the ones shipping everything off at the end of the year.
Yeah. So I think it was a win-win for both of us, honestly. He's a definite keeper for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like I said, win-win for everybody because even though the value is definitely better for Jalen in the 3rd, it helps him too because he couldn't keep Jalen anyways maybe, or he just needed the picks, just for other keepers. That's the one big thing too is people that traded picks, if they're the picks they traded fell into the keepers they wanted, they kind of got desperate for that picks, like Charles with the 6th.
Yeah.
He might not make that trade if he didn't need that 6th round pick.
Yeah, that's how I got that quarterback. He was.
Mm-hmm.
You could see right here. He originally was going to give a 3rd to get that 6 back. That's why I countered him just to get the quarterback. So, yeah, keepers will make you do a little different things when it comes to trading.
Especially this year with only 3 keepers. Like Mafala, you mentioned it. You said I've already got my 3 keepers pretty much set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot harder for someone to then target you and try to trade you a player unless you're actually upgrading over one of those 3 keepers you've got.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I am too. I'm more reluctant to trade for players at the moment because I feel pretty confident in the guys I'm able to keep at this point. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I'm still looking to upgrade at certain positions, but it's going to have to be an upgrade and not essentially the same thing.
Yeah, like the example I gave to Jordan is like, say from my standpoint, I have Michael Thomas. If somebody was offering me a swap for an elite wide receiver, I would consider it obviously. But if they were asking for also a top pick, if they were asking for a 4th or a 3rd round pick along with that, then it might just not be worth it because it's like I might as well just hold on to Thomas and keep that 3rd round pick, But if I can get a decent swap similar to what Daquan and Charles did with the Diggs and Nuke today. If I could take a trade like that, I would do it. But otherwise, I don't think it's worth it to trade a guy I can keep in the 13th round and has a lot of potential just to get a guy who's probably a little bit more sure and better, but would cost me an extra pick or something,
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, let me finish off the rest of these. I think those Charles ones have been deleted. So
Yeah.
we got the next one down here was Abusement Park sent in a fifth round to Detroit Bad Boys for Jayon Brown. So he ships out Jayon and gets Jalen Smith from you. Um, and then you had the Detroit Bad Boys and Abusement Park again. It was basically a player swap, but with picks, definitely picks being moved, not quite a swap. But you had Detroit Bad Boys giving up Tyreek Hill in the 13th, and Abusement Park giving up Kenyon Drake in a third rounder. So
Mm-hmm.
he's definitely losing the superior player, but Billy getting that third round pick off of him was pretty huge, too.
Yeah, because both of the third round picks I saw he had, because I would been looking at a lot of people's rosters. Both of them are from trades, one from Pat and one from
Yeah,
Abusement Park here. So really needed those picks, or else he would have been picking really late in the draft.
yeah, he did. He was smart by jumping on these.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake's a bit risky, but there's definitely some value there. So I could see why maybe go after him along with the pick.
Yeah, and then I guess the one that kicked up is this the one that kicked off everything that day?
Yep,
It is.
Murray. Yep.
Jameson and Gimme Moore doing the quarterback swap. Kyler Murray in the 13th for Josh Allen in the 13th with Abusement Park, and so after everything I've just read, that was the move that popped all those trades off. So
Yeah, that started the domino effect right there.
shout out to Abusement Park and Gimme Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abusement Park and Slapdicks have probably been the most active, and Billy probably, definitely
Yes.
those three have been the most active on the trade block so far. Definitely making a lot of good moves for all three of those teams.
And we'll definitely keep you guys posted too. Like, is more trades because there's definitely more trades even pending at the moment to get approved.
Yep.
So
Exactly, like what I mentioned earlier between those two, that's a big swap. Nuke and Stephon Diggs. Those are two elite wide receivers.
So if you're listening, get your counter offers in.
yeah,
Definitely. Even the waiver swaps, those are always interesting too.
Yeah, be interesting to see how those work out.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for announcing the trades.
yeah, that's pretty much it. One thing I was going to say, I didn't notice this until looking at the transaction report. I had no idea Burrow body count had Baker Mayfield and dropped him. Obviously did it to activate Joe Burrow, but that means Baker Mayfield. That's a decent quarterback to be able to draft, I feel like.
Yeah,
He'll be available.
Yeah, I mean, it'll really help a lot if OBJ can stay healthy. But I feel like every year I kind of get suckered into him, and then I realize that the Browns are just like dead set on running the football. Which can you blame them because they got two studs?
yeah.
But even though Kareem Hunt did really well catching the ball in the backfield last year, that's how he really had a lot of his value. Honestly, getting a lot of pass catching too.
Yeah, a quarterback-hungry team may be pleasantly surprised to see him at a certain point, though. But
yeah, no doubt. No, it's a great quarterback to already be in the draft. Seeing how a lot of quarterbacks are getting swapped or traded for right now, who knows who's going to fall?
Yeah, at this point, I think we're just like happy to see anybody get into like free agency. So anytime it happens, we're just like, oh, look who's available.
Yeah, if not, it's going to really come big on these rookies who we're about to talk about soon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. It's I guess what should we do May Mania now or wait? What do you think? Should we make people wait longer or should we just give it to them?
Yeah, you can go ahead and say it, and then we can talk about the rookies we like.
Okay, this will be quick. So, May Mania, guys, if you didn't see the tweet and you didn't see the message late last night, this is a thing that literally just came about within the past 24 to 48 hours. Totally Jordan's idea, which I thought was brilliant. I totally forgot that the NFL had expanded the NFL season by a week. So, there's now 18 total weeks of football, regular season football in the NFL, 17 total weeks each team plays. Therefore, it allowed us to extend our schedule, our fantasy schedule. Why wouldn't we? Like, everyone loves fantasy football. Why wouldn't you want an extra week of that, especially for the regular season? So that's what we've done. That shouldn't be a total surprise, though. But the way we're going to implement it is, and that is, we could have easily just looked at this and said, you know what, I'll use the formula that I did to make the schedule, and we'll just fill that week for everyone. No big deal. But that just didn't seem... I don't know. It didn't seem right. So Jordan came up with a better idea, and that is to essentially allow all of the GMs in the league, all the owners, fantasy owners, to build their own schedule for that 1 week. So you will be allowed to pick any opponent you want, long as they agree. You have to both agree, and either let me or Jordan know who that opponent is going to be. It cannot be someone you've already played or already scheduled for that season. So it's got to be a new opponent, which means you're going to see a lot of guys naturally going to have to schedule against someone who maybe came in first last year in their division, play a team who didn't come in the top 2 in their division, because that's kind of how the schedule was built. Jordan, I don't think we've decided which week we're going to place this at. I guess it doesn't totally matter which week, but if you guys have a preference, let us know. The way it's built, first 3 weeks, last 3 weeks are consisting of divisional matchups. Actually, week 1 is technically a non-conference matchup for everyone, and it's a rematch of Little Critter Bowl last year between Cameron and Daquan. So anyways, long story short, you get to build that schedule. Find whoever it is in this league that you want to be able to talk trash to and rub it in their face that you beat them, and go ahead and get that scheduled. We're starting that process up. You know what? I should have had this ready, but now I'm going to have to go to my phone.
You can go set something up, but even if they want to start hitting us up on GroupMe, I can start writing it in my notes or something.
Yeah, so I think the official date that we set it for, or the deadline, I guess we should say, is... This is taking a minute to load.
Let me get this fully cleared too. This is credit where credit's due. This was Jameson's idea.
Oh, this was Jameson's idea.
Yeah.
Damn, sorry, Jameson.
I didn't want to interrupt you talking, but I was like, I gotta give Jameson some love. This was not my idea.
No, yeah, sorry. I talk to you guys both all the time, so sometimes I forget who said what.
We're both Jays, both deadly handsome. I get it.
Yep. Both were debutantes at one point.
Yeah,
no.
Stripper of the year.
The deadline that we set was May the. Hang on, I'm looking at the calendar. Sorry, the 30th. Is the very last date you have to schedule that opponent. And I know some people are going to be jump to the first person they can think of, but think about it though. This could be the difference between you getting in the playoffs or not, this win.
Yeah.
So some people might be looking for the easy win. Some people are like, screw it, I've got to play this guy. He's not on my schedule, and that's BS. I want him, and I know I can beat him. And I'm going to rub it in his face every day.
Yeah, I'm just hoping Mufali agrees to schedule me so I can get a free win.
You're on, dude. Are you ready? Because, we can make that happen right now.
You just want to shake hands over here?
I do, because now that you challenged me, you threw the gauntlet down. I don't know if we play for sure. I haven't checked the whole schedule, but
yeah, I'll have to check it out again. But I'm down unless somebody really wants to play you.
I don't think you guys do, honestly. You shouldn't, at least, because Jordan finished second in our division, and Mafala, you came in last, I believe.
Yeah. Where did he finish?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What did you finish?
I was telling Jordan, I was trying my hardest to be worse than Dirty Mike last year, but I came up a little short.
It's hard to be worse than Dirty Mike at times.
Yeah, I wasn't trying, I wasn't making ridiculous moves. I was trying to definitely, I wasn't cutting good players or anything like that.
Yeah, you were respectfully trying to tank.
I was just trying to make moves that gave me better assets for next year,
This is a gentleman's tank.
Yeah, gentleman's tank.
Yeah, exactly. It's a gentleman's tank. I'm getting assets, making my team better, but making other teams better, but they also are giving up stuff for this year, which we'll see how that affects them.
Yeah. Well, that was so that's May Mania, brought to you by Jameson. Give me more.
And I think we'll make this just a tradition going forward too. If everyone ends up enjoying it, that way basically you can guarantee that you're going to play. Maybe you have someone that you enjoy playing, they're a relative of yours in the league, or they're a good friend, or maybe you just don't like the way they look and you want to play them, or they're perennially bad, and so you want that free dub every year. You can do that. And I think that'd be kind of cool. It's kind of like college football, how they have protected rivalries sometimes. Or if you want to mix it up every year too, that's doesn't matter to me. It's your schedule. So
Definitely.
All right. Let's do these. You ready for some rookie talk?
I'm ready.
Oops, I went to the wrong tab. All right, let's do it. You want to sing us a song, Jordan? To kick us
I'm
off here.
singing, and I'm
Oh
singing.
no, nothing beats Jordan's song from last week. I was crying when I heard that.
Oh yeah,
Which one?
I texted him and I screen recorded it and everything.
yeah, he did. He sends it to me, and he's like, "Oh, I'm using this forever." I gave us a little drum roll last week, and he loved it.
Oh man, it was funny. I don't know why I thought it was so funny in the moment, but it had me crying for a little bit, really.
Oh man, yeah. Jordan is our. We don't really have the ability to do sound drops at the moment like we once did. So Jordan's just he's our sound guy.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, he does a great job. I would definitely. It's kind of like the episode of South Park where they pay everybody to be the Googles.
Yeah,
When they're like, "Hey Google," instead they're like, that's them. That's Jordan now. He's taking the role of technology here.
yeah. Hey, Jordan, go F yourself.
Go have yourself.
Yeah.
All right, let's kick this off. So basically, we're going to talk about two guys that we like, two guys that we don't like, and we'll have a little bit of discussion. But for time's sake, we probably can't go too in depth because we're already at 21 minutes into the show, and I know how people complain about when we get too long of an episode. So let's start with the guys we do
I don't
like.
care what they think.
I
It's
don't
like
care what they think.
like a non-baseball fan complaining about the length of a game. Like,
Jordan, let's do this. So you kick us off. Who is one guy that you're loving right now after the NFL draft?
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the homer pick, just like everybody would expect from one of us Carolina Panther fans. But my first love rookie is I know everyone's looking for a cheap wide receiver every now and then, but I love Terrence Marshall to the Carolina Panthers, and he's going to be in a pretty loaded offense with people getting touches with Christian McCaffrey and Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. But if you look back to last year, the production that Curtis Samuel had, I feel like he can kind of match that. He was targeted ton across the middle in college, and he's a superior athlete at wide receiver, and he's hooking up again with Joe Brady, who was his offensive coordinator at LSU. I just feel like all the stars align for him to have a solid rookie year, and where I like him even more is his future like talent and his future value. Because of it, we're going to lose Robbie Anderson, and it could be quickly that he steps into a number two receiver role, if not more, in an offense that he's been accustomed to for years now already. So Terrence Marshall is my first one.
Do you like him enough to actually draft him in our rookie draft? Because and our the way if anyone's listening is not in our league, the way our rookie draft works is if you draft a guy, you can't cut him if you give him the rookie draft. So, are you willing to take that risk?
I would be willing to take that risk with a late round pick, and I would want to make sure I had my starting receiver pegged. But like I said, I like him more going forward. So I wouldn't mind taking throw my 15th round into the rookie draft and taking him if I knew I had a solidified starting receiver and not relying on him
Okay.
year one.
Any
So
any thoughts on
when
that, Mafali?
yeah,
No, I agree.
Okay.
any of you guys want to spit one of your loves?
Yeah, I can go next quick. The one player I was kind of looking at here that I like coming into the year, and I know it'll be a surprise because of the team, but I like Michael Carter. Not Michael Carter Williams, obviously the bum from the NBA, but Michael Carter, the now rookie for running back for the Jets. I kind of just think it's opportunity, and that's what it all comes down to with fantasy. Like, regardless of where you were drafted and how early you were drafted and the talent, like, I think Javonte Williams and ETN were both taken before him. But, I think he's just going to have a lot of opportunity with the Jets. And I like their offensive line, honestly. They've been making improvements. They drafted another lineman this year, the guy from USC, Elijah Vera Tucker. I like that move a lot for them. And I think that him along with Mekhi Becton alone, like those two really can, have a solid offensive line. So just him and even maybe Zach Wilson. I'm not a big fan of him at all. I mean, we all saw the meme that goes around to him, being really awkward.
Yeah.
But I'm not sold on him, but I think there's a great situation going on there, and even for Elijah Moore, the also rookie receiver they took in the second round. Those three could all have fantasy impacts this year. And honestly, I wouldn't take Elijah Moore in the rookie draft, but I think that Michael Carter definitely is worthy of draft, and maybe even in the middle rounds,
I
just because of
totally
how
agree
valuable
with
running
that.
backs can be.
I agree with that, and I agree with his value, like middle rounds. Like you said, it's all about opportunity, and one of his strengths in college was pass catching, and that always boosts your value, of course, in our league especially. Um,
Hmm.
so I think he's got a strong case, and he may see more touches than Travis Etienne for sure, and maybe come close to Najee Harris type
Yeah, no, I think if they
opportunity.
can, they might be a run-based team just based off their line. They have a really good offensive line. I think they can maybe try to be a run-first team and take some pressure off the rookie, quarterback.
Yeah,
So they'll be an interesting team. I mean, I'm sure they'll stink. It's the Jets, but
yeah.
they
Daquan
could
will make
actually
a
have
shot him
some.
out of Tar Heel. But and I also like Elijah Moore. I think he was one of the most underrated receivers of the entire
Yeah,
draft.
no, he could be a late round guy too. It's just tough for me because if you look at the Jets last year, they had really nobody that was fantasy relevant
Yeah,
like throughout the whole year on
if
that whole offense. I mean,
I knew
offensively. I
Zach
mean,
Wilson's skill
defensively.
level, then maybe I would consider it. But with Zach
Yeah,
Wilson being such a question mark, yeah, I would kind of let Elijah Moore fall to me in more in season.
yeah, for sure. See how he does, kind of, play it by ear kind of thing.
But go ahead, Pat. Give us one.
For me, I'm going a different. I'm going IDP here. Jamin Davis out of who went to the Washington, I almost said Washington Redskins, Washington football team.
Racist.
He's in a perfect spot, man. I was talking about this off the show earlier with you guys, but like I feel like Ron Rivera is using the Carolina Panther blueprint with rebuilding Washington and going getting a linebacker in year two of his coaching stint there. And this is a guy. I'm not going to say he's going to be Luke Kuechly esque because that's a very high bar to hold rookie linebacker to. But Davis is a guy who from day one should be very relevant in that defense. Um, I just feel like they do such a great job of containing quarterbacks and outside runs that it's going to force teams to go up the middle against Washington, and Davis is going to get a lot of tackles because of that.
I agree with that, and I agree with the Ron Rivera assessment. And if he does have anywhere close to a healthy Luke Kuechly or a healthy Thomas Davis season, then fantasy owners will be pretty happy. But like you said, the name of the game with linebackers is not getting touched by offensive linemen, and they have a defensive lineman to absolutely keep every offensive lineman in the league busy. So
Hmm.
he should be able to roam, and as long as he can tackle at this level, I can totally see high production.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy. He's probably my favorite IDP player, honestly. I would say that Davis is worth easily a top five in terms of like first 5 rounds worth giving up. Probably
Oh,
not
for sure.
not the first round, obviously, because I think most people are wanting to go running back there, but and there will
Yeah,
be
Yeah.
plenty of veteran LBs there. But I really think like third to fifth round, you could see Davis go to someone who is in need of a linebacker.
Hmm. I definitely.
and
I
there,
feel like
and
that'd
there's
be
a
good value there
possibility.
too.
There's a possibility he plays right up to that pick year one.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, this is a guy who should be able to start, kind of like how Devin Bush did coming into the league, and Devin White.
Yeah, I feel like there's been a few, like at least the last like 5 years or so. There's been rookie linebackers that have been able to step right in and just eat up tackles and be some of the league leaders in tackles right off the
Yeah,
bat. You know.
yeah, they seem more like prepared coming in. I don't know whether it's just a coincidence or what, but there has been a run of a good rookie linebacker almost every season.
Yeah. All right, Jordan, let's kick it back your way. Who's your second guy that
I'll
you're
just
loving?
I'll keep it on the IDP path, and I'm going to go another linebacker, but I'm rolling with Nick Bolton with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think of it more along the lines that you just said. It's going to be a lot of opportunity based. They don't have that strong of a linebacking core there in Kansas City, so I think with him just being there with a starting opportunity. He's good in coverage. He was a good tackler in college. They're going to score a ton in Kansas City, which puts your defense on the field even more. And he's and people are going to be throwing the ball on them, trying to catch up most of the time. So I'm counting on his pass coverage ability to help him eat up tackles slash make a few splash plays and maybe even beat out the man we were just talking about as rookie linebacker one.
Yeah, I mean, I I would say Kansas City is where linebackers go to die nowadays, but I think he can do a lot better there because, like you said, there's not much competition, and the Chiefs don't have like the greatest defense, so I think naturally he's going to see high volume pretty early on. I don't think he'll have any issues competing for the starting job there either.
Yeah, but let's see. Steve pretty much
Yeah.
said his two on his first time mentioning Elijah Moore. So you just want to say your second one you love, Pat? Or
Yeah,
do you got more to add on Nick Bolton, Steve?
No, yeah, not really.
All
I
right.
like that pick though. There's one other guy I was gonna mention, but yeah, I forgot that I said I was gonna mention the wide receiver.
Oh no, go ahead and mention him. Like I just assumed that was
But
your
one
guy.
guy I really like that I just think is gonna be a stud, and I know that he's raw, but I really love Quiddy Pay from in Indy.
Yeah,
I think
anybody
yes,
looking for defensive
I,
line help?
yeah, I think he's thrown into a good defense where he's gonna have like a lot of one-on-one situations, and he's just such a raw talent that I think once he gets some more NFL coaching and some more like especially being next to some guys that are probably better than him, like DeForest Buckner, other really good defensive linemen, really going to help his game.
Yeah.
And I think he could be a true stud on the defensive line, and I think he can be a very interesting rookie pick this year.
I can agree with that. Are you saying he is he draftable or would you
Oh, I definitely think he's draftable. I know it's a little risky, but I think that he's draftable with a late pick for sure.
yeah, and honestly with when it comes to elite linemen like I said or I think I said off air like there's probably 5 to 6 of them and then the cliff is just huge when it comes to
Yeah, it is for sure. So
defensive line production.
yeah, if you're holding, you got to have two defensive linemen at least. So if you're waiting in the late rounds to get one, I feel like that's a great upside guy right there.
Yeah.
yeah, I like him too. I like what it does to a guy like Darius Leonard. You know what I mean? Like Darius isn't going to be the only one getting pressure on the quarterback and making stops. Like he's going to be
Yeah,
doing the same at the DN position. So I think it's going to help a lot of the Colts IDP players, honestly, for a lot of people.
yeah, definitely think they put a lot of pressure on Leonard to get some pressure on the quarterback. But now that they have some more guys to do that, he can go back to just kind of free reign, like free reign, just kind of playing, or being free more, playing free more so like than having to rush the passer a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I guess I'll go ahead and move on to my guy that I'm kind of loving right now. And it's none other than the safety out of Atlanta who they drafted relatively early on, Richie Grant. I feel like has an opportunity here to from day one be the starter in Atlanta and be very, very relevant. We saw some things in Atlanta. No wrong, the Falcons weren't good last year. I mean, they were probably one of the worst teams in the league, honestly. And that's me, not just me being a Panther fan and hating on the Falcons because I do, but I think that he's going to see a lot of volume back there because Atlanta's offense should be better this year, so teams are going to have to score a little bit more and be a little bit more aggressive than before. So I think we're going to see some cool things there. I don't know. There's not much there for him to compete against. And I think Richie's going to be probably if not the best rookie safety this year, he's going to be a top 3 for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, I love Richie Grant. I mean, I want him to be a Carolina Panther, and I was disappointed when he did not become one, and then I was even more disappointed when I realized he was a Falcon. And so I think he's gonna be really good. I think he's gonna be fantasy relevant really fast. And the only unfortunate thing is he plays in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's jumping into a great role. Like, you said it, he's jumping into Keanu Neal's old role. And that was such a big tackle role, just in terms of wanting to play him in the box a little bit and he can just move around. He's going to be a very interesting You know, and he might be up there and with, you know, who you talked about earlier, the linebackers that, you know, he's going to be up there with their value, maybe kind of early mid rounds for a rookie draft, you know,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
after hearing this, he might be on people's radars now if he
Yeah.
wasn't.
I'm interested to see because I feel like I'm probably one of the few people in our league who value safeties more than other people. And I get why people don't because there's a lot of depth in our league at DBs. You can start a corner or a
Yeah.
safety, and it can be easier to pick guys off free agency like that. So I'm interested to see how far does he drop because if you're not
Mm-hmm.
super sold on a veteran safety, right, then you're probably not going to pay a lot for Grant either. So someone could end up getting a ultimate steal on him. Honestly, like someone's gonna let him go to like the 10th round and be laughing to the bank with him on the roster this
Yeah.
year.
It's all about speculation with a guy like that because the elite safeties are absolutely worth owning because of the splashes they make. So just for myself, I own Jamal Adams, and it seems like it's hard for a team to keep him under 40 sometimes. But so you got to speculate: is he on the Jamal Adams end, or is he say on like I remember a couple years ago, a lot of people had faith in say Malik Hooker for the Colts, and now that guy's looking for a job in real life. So you just got to see where you think he's going to land and draft accordingly on that scale. But if you believe there are Jamal Adams, I mean, those are elite players in this league.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we just scratched the surface on the guys we liked. There were way more than 6 guys out there that are worth mentioning, but for time's sake, we just limited it to 2 each. I guess we're 36 minutes now, so we're going to go a little bit quicker on the guys we did not like where they landed. Either they're almost untouchable, or we have pumped the brakes severely compared to where we
Mhm.
probably would have put them before the draft. You want to get us going, Jordan?
Yeah, I don't think I picked anybody.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll do mine quick then. Yeah,
Yeah.
mine, like I said earlier, was Devontae Smith from the Eagles. Like just kind of maybe just because I was one of the guys who took Henry Ruggs last year, and just like now I'm staying away from small, fast receivers, but also just a situation in Philadelphia, just bad track record with wide receivers, and on top of really a very highly questionable quarterback situation, just doesn't equal a lot of production to me, especially early on in the season. So he's a big injury risk to me too. Like those little legs, man. Guy's really fast, but if he doesn't get out of bounds, I kind of compare him to more of a Hollywood Brown in my opinion, and that's not that great of an upside. So
Yeah.
it's, you know,
I
but
could
yeah, that's
definitely
my
see
guy to
that.
stay away from, Devontae Smith.
It's
All right. Which,
crazy because like going into the draft, people were very, very high, and I think there's still people there's people out there who are still high on him just because, uh, it's an aging receiving core over there. But yeah, I think a lot of people did drop their value on him a little bit, or at least pump the brakes compared to where they had him.
yeah. So who's
Anything
the
else?
player that you're not sold on, Pat?
Oh man, Jordan, you're not gonna like this, but it's Travis Etienne from Clemson to Jacksonville, and
Blasphemous. No.
before the draft, he was without a doubt the consensus rookie uh, dynasty guy for almost everyone out there in the fantasy community. But him going to Jacksonville and with them already having Robinson at running back, I don't know how they're going to run this offense. I saw someone tweet a couple days ago like the best thing that the Falcons could do is trade for Robinson right now, because I mean he would probably cost hardly anything. I feel like for the most part, but that's a
Yeah.
different story. Um, it's two different backs, two different styles of running for both of them. Um, I just really have no idea how the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to run their offense this year. I mean, obviously, I think Etienne's going to be more involved in the passing game, and in a PPR league like ours, that is very beneficial to most people. But I've got to pump the brakes on him. He's a guy that I'm not going to be giving up a first round pick to get Travis, unfortunately, like I would have imagined leading up to the draft. I think that I don't know. I would say I was more interested in CEH last year or someone like that than I am for Travis going into our rookie draft this year.
I mean, I can totally agree with you that his value is a little down because of the location he landed with the second back, but he's still 100% worth drafting and drafting as high as you want to take him. Really, I don't know. He's a horse, and when you draft a horse in the first round, you let him run. And so I think eventually he's just gonna be too good not to have on the field, and it might even be almost like a not the skill level of the two backs, but if you look at a Cleveland situation, there's a lot of times where Nick Chubb's in the backfield and Kareem Hunt's in the slot, and I think Travis Etienne's good enough receiver to do that as well.
Do you think, let's say you're Daquan right now, right? You got Robinson on your roster. Are you panicking a little bit?
Yeah, I'm shitting my pants after I saw it. As soon as I see the 25th pick of the draft, I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, forget the LCC, right? Think of other fantasy leagues. If you're in a dynasty league right now or keeper league, maybe in a redraft league, Robinson, his value is so cheap right now. He should cost, a penny to the dollar in terms of trading for. Like, he should be dirt cheap with ETN being there. It definitely hurts Robinson more than it does ETN. Like, obviously, I think most people can agree with that.
Yeah, teams will always lean towards the guy they drafted in the first round versus like the undrafted rookie,
Yeah, exactly.
was Robinson last year.
Because you can't afford to say you fucked that pickup.
Yeah, exactly.
My language.
Plus, ETN, I mean, I think it obviously helps a lot too that ETN has that connection with Lawrence in terms of being a security blanket.
Yeah.
And just all that stuff. So that's going to help him a lot too. And which is maybe part of the reason why they got him. They might have just said, we want to make Trevor feel comfortable. Let's get his security blanket that he's had his whole time at Clemson.
A stock run on like his value on draft night, talking about Robinson, because his stock is probably at a level when the draft starts, and as soon as Trevor's announced as the first official pick, the stock shoots way into the sky, and then about 24 picks later, they draft a first round running back, and the stock just plummets to the floor. So it was probably an interesting 3 hours for his fantasy value if you could look at it on like a charting.
I wonder if they told Robinson like heading into the draft, like, "Hey man, we're gonna take a running back if one's available." Like, or did he was like, "Oh my god, they just drafted my replacement."
Yeah, I would bet it's more like the second part.
Which is sad. I shouldn't laugh. This is someone's career in the line, but it'll be interesting. Jags are my AFC team, so I'm kind of psyched about that. But as a fantasy owner, if you got Robinson, you're sweating a little bit. I guess we'll keep it moving though, for time's sake. Steven, who is your other guy that you're not too big on?
I mean, he was really my only one. Maybe
if
I had to throw in another one. But yeah, he was Devontae Smith was really my only one. Yeah, that was like the one guy I was really saying like, I don't want to go near this year.
I think for me, a guy, I'm doing wrong. I'm not saying I would have spent a first round pick in the rookie draft on him beforehand, but Trey Sermon going to 49ers, I'm like, good God, how many more running backs do they need over there?
Yeah.
Like, he is, I mean, for fantasy purposes, he's been drafted into irrelevancy just about. Like, I don't even know if I'd take him in the regular draft. Like,
yeah, I totally agree with that. And I would say on these buyer beware on these rookie quarterbacks, besides your boy Trevor, of course, just because remember you can't drop them.
Oh yeah.
So if you're stuck with just an example of Justin Fields or Trey Lance that don't get to play till week 9, like, good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, those rookie quarterbacks are all. I mean, other than Lawrence, obviously, and Wilson. I don't know when these guys are going to start.
Yeah, you're gonna want to like figure out like when they're gonna become the man and how soon.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I mean, I know a lot of people think Justin Fields is going to step right in, but I'm not too sure about that with the Bears. I think that they're going to let him.
Yeah,
they brought in Dalton, and
I think I'm more confident in Mac Jones beating out Cam Newton.
God, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Bears did tweet out that they tweeted out that picture of Andy Dalton that said QB1. So they're very hype on him. Obviously, they're huge on Andy Dalton. So I'm sure they're going to give him his chance.
What were Bears fans' reaction to that?
Oh, I remember everybody was very upset. They were all just like, "Oh, nice! I'm so excited for this year, man. Seeing Andy Dalton
Yeah,
QB1
you
pictures."
actually have a pretty close friend that's a Bears fan, right, Move?
Yeah, my buddy that plays in our other Yahoo league is a big Bears fan. He was, I see him talking about that all the time, and he's telling me about it. But he was excited for Fields, obviously. So, which I thought they got a great pick on.
God, yeah, I was hoping he was going to Carolina personally. Not that I don't like Horn, but I was hoping Fields would fall to us, and he did, and we passed on him. But whatever, we'll live with it. I guess we'll live with what we got. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for you guys. Honestly, this week. Next week, we're definitely gonna do another podcast. That's the plan, and so forth, and we'll keep you posted on more of these transactions. We'll talk about them, and then at the end of this trading frenzy, we're gonna break it down and say who won, who lost out of all this, because I think there will definitely be some clear-cut winners and clear-cut losers at the end of this trading frenzy. Not that it's, they're guaranteed to not make the playoffs or be irrelevant or anything because of it, but I think it does give some teams advantage going into the rookie draft and going into the offseason waiver wire. And we'll still see trades after that. It just won't be player for pick type stuff. It'll be player for player or like waiver wire stuff involved, but that'll be pretty much it. Anything to add before we hop off, guys?
No, it was awesome to be on, and it sounds like a really cool topic because I've been thinking a lot about. There's like you said, there's no like two lopsided trades so far, but there's definitely already starting to be some clear cut winners and losers. I feel like, and it was just really awesome to see everybody in the league get back engaged again. Not everybody, but at least a little over half the league now back engaged and getting back ramped up here.
Yeah. The group be blowing up once more.
Yeah, definitely.
And don't forget, guys, payment deadline is next Friday. Most people listening have probably already paid.
Yeah, May 14th. I was going to mention that, but in my head, I was like, anybody listening has already paid.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
yeah, it's everybody else you got to worry about for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Cool.
So, hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Jordan, sing us out.
I'm singing again. This is the outro, not the intro.
All right, we'll catch you guys next week.